Hey guys, welcome to Cap Village. My name is Ganette and I am here with one of my really good friends, Shanti. And in our world, she's what is known as a girl boss. Freaking girl boss, because she's the owner of one of the biggest, oldest, longest running radio stations in this area, one of the most impactful stations in this area, WOKB, and she's building out now. You see all this joy that y'all see it? You see all this joy?
It's because having fun.
It's because Shanti's in her fun season and she is building out her Caribbean station.
I have been wanting to do this Caribbean station forever.
Ever. So that's like you're seeing a different Shanti. Well, we've always seen this Shanti in the back. But we were just talking about just you had to, number one, you were probably young coming in after your dad.
I started working there, and I was at the radio station since 1995. Dedicated from 1995. I started working there in 1993 after I graduated high school. My dad bought it in 1989. So I was already visiting, getting to know people. Of course, Lady D was there, Pancho was there. The history was already in the making.
Yes.
It was just a matter of just
you didn't know what
you
were doing, making
didn't know what
history
you were doing
at
at the time, right? And then I'm still young. I have my kids. I have my young kids. They're coming to work with me, daycare. And Dad always said, "Come work with me, so that way you could be a mother."
I love it. So wait, you had your kids at what age as well?
20.
I had mine at 21. No wonder we in.
What? That's why we're in this season.
That's why we're in this season. No babies.
We're in a whole nother ball game.
And we both worked family business, and let me tell you guys, working family business is a hard dynamic.
And not just that, you grow from it. But when you finally get to a place where you're comfortable, like this is where I'm at right now. I'm comfortable.
You
where I'm
know
at.
the stuff.
Now I can just. Okay, now you don't have to do this, and you can let go, and you know where your boundaries are.
Yes,
right?
but you know the stuff intrinsically because it's some serious training that you don't get the chance to just leave or not lean in fully. At least I didn't, and I don't think you did.
I wasn't allowed to leave, and I wasn't allowed to do all kinds. I had to be in there, 2 feet flat on the ground, paying attention to every little step. Plus, be a mother. Plus, make sure that you stay on top of the jobs that you had at home, right? Because we're wives too, and we have a household to run.
Yes.
And at that age, in running this family business, that's a huge toll.
It is.
And I have been taking care of people my whole life. I'm the oldest of my 4 siblings, and I have been taking care of siblings since they were born.
Wow. How much older are you than your siblings?
I'm 2 years older than my second sister, but my other sister that came along was 6 years.
Okay.
And so by this time now, she's on my hip. And every day I come home from school, she's on my hip. Then another one comes 2 years later. Now 2 hip suspect with kids at 8 years old. So, when you're raising kids and you're still a child, you lose your childhood.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I'm in my season right now, because everybody's like, Shanti, look at you now. Listen, I was not allowed to wear half of the stuff I wear.
Well, for me, I always would say to my kids, I am fully a parent now, but I know at 40 is my time.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, at 40, when they were leaving the nest, I was like, because it was my entire life.
Yes.
With
It's
these
all
children,
you
and I'm
know.
like, it's all I knew, and I was talking about this last night. It was like trauma.
I don't think anybody really understands it, because I got divorced when I was 38 years old. And when I was 38 years old, I ended up losing everything. All of my houses, everything that I had built from that because of my ex-husband. But when I started over and you have your children, now you're 40, and now you've got these kids. And now they're young men, they're growing up to be men, and now they're doing their thing, and now you're like, what do you do now?
Because you don't know who you are.
You don't really know who you are. It took me a very long time to get myself back in the market, so you say, right? Because I had to find that balance of being not only just a mother now, but now I'm a business owner of a company that's striving and growing and historically making a staple here in the community. And so now you're trying to keep your image, keep the respect.
Yeah.
Right? Without looking crazy.
and now
I could be crazy.
That's the thing, because times have kind of changed too. So it's like you could be authentically you, and people are fine with that.
Right.
Before, it was not okay. It was like, yes, there was this, you're on air, and this is and even when we were in corporate settings, it was our armor was there, and this is our shield, the clothing we wear, everything. that was our armor, and that was who we were. But now it truly feels free.
It's so freeing. I laugh I laugh right now because before my dad passed away, he when I first started dating, and my dad would say, "Oh, she's changed." Well, what did you change to? Well, you changed Jamaican. Well, how you change Jamaican? Because you're not wearing a suit every day? I don't understand. But you change, you grow. And that was what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Mm-hmm. So you're in your late 40s and you're making all these transitions.
Yes.
And that's really where the change happens.
True. And it's hard for families to accept. I know that. Because in truth, and especially if you're the nurturer, you're the person taking care of everybody, and you
finally decide to get up and go.
Correct. And it feels to folks like you're being selfish.
Yes.
And you have to not own that.
Yeah.
And that's, women, if you're listening, that's a lesson.
You need to own that. It's
own
okay
it.
to
It's
do
okay.
you.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to walk away. It's okay for you to concentrate on yourself because you have been neglecting yourself for a very long time.
If you think of all of the baggage that you've been carrying, all the things that you've been working and helping folks with, there is nothing wrong with focusing on you. And so my friend is in all her joy. See all the joy?
Listen, I'm only in all my joy right now only because I think that right there is what hit home. Mm-hmm. When my dad passed away, I took the 6 months by myself and I really took time to figure out who is Shanti and what does Shanti want to do.
Correct.
And you remember so many things that you blocked out of your mind because you're so busy. You have to deal with your traumas. Mm-hmm. You have to deal with your healing at the same time. And the only person you could depend on is you.
Yeah. And I know with you with a family business. I mean, I moved. My parents, are still in Guyana with the family business. I moved away, so there was that separation. Even though I continued in almost like ad sales and that kind of thing, which is my background, but it still now was my thing. With you, your dad came here, and listen. Whenever I talk about Shanti's dad, I'm like, listen,
I love him.
I love him because I'm like, this maverick came into this town. And really, if we look at how hard it is for us now to penetrate.
Imagine how hard it was for him back
in 1980. Can you
1980.
imagine? And that man was like, yeah, I'm buying that radio station. Yes, I am doing, building out the biggest legal shield. Like, who taught this man to dream in this way?
He wanted to make that money. He was trying everything that he could to try to figure out how could he bring people together.
That was the core.
How could he make people better? What foundation can he leave in place so that way there's something still rolling when he's not around?
And he
which
did
is
that.
What we're doing.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
This is what we are doing now because
so
now
we gotta actually tell folks because we are assuming nearly everybody knows WOKB and who Shanti's dad is, but Persaud was a Hindu man out of Guyana who came here.
Georgetown, Guyana.
Came here, and honestly, nearly every church in this area has been through that radio station. Yes. He bought over that gospel. Was it gospel when he bought it?
I think it was either gospel or R&B. I think they were in the middle of a transition back then because it was 1989, so it was probably a little bit of hanging in there. But it turned more gospel and Christian based from that point on.
Built something that allowed nearly every pastor and church in this area
to go through
to
and
build
not just
on.
Christian because we had Hindu programs.
Bhajans on Sunday.
Bhajans on Sunday. Listen, my dad had a Vietnamese radio, Colombian radio, Mexican radio, Haitian radio.
Your dad supported the multicultural community here before anybody even understood the power of it. He did it because it probably was the right thing. And he knew the people, he knew they needed that platform. Yes, they paid, but it still is that platform that allowed them to do it.
You see, my dad served in the army, so he was in the Vietnam War. And so all what he saw and what he came back to was something empowering for him.
Okay.
Right? So when he was away, I remember him saying, when I was you guys will never understand what it was like to be in war. But when he had his children, and then we were from Hartford, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. So when we moved from Hartford to Orlando, and he came here and he saw the opportunity, and he saw that he could bridge some gaps. And learn to bridge those gaps because he saw what it was like to be a brown man in the army in Vietnam War. Right? He had to carry soldiers and do what he had to do for people that did not look like him.
Yeah.
People walked past him that did not look like him. So there was a lot of things going on that we were not paying attention to back then, but we're paying close attention to right now.
Correct. And I would say the reason I always talk about him, and she knows again, I really always do, is because, because when she's living it, she doesn't understand the path he laid for folks like me. The path they laid, and I include Harry and all of them, Lalman, all of them in this. They were out there at Lake Eola, they were at Citrus Bowl, they were doing events in spaces that people are not welcome now.
Yeah.
And that's the piece that I come in with and outside, and I'm like, you guys take it for granted, and a lot of people take it for granted, that these guys were a little crazy.
Listen, you had Uncle Sam,
who did Indian Arrival Day. Oh my gosh,
Charlie Uri was knocking everybody's door. He didn't care if he had to be on that radio station at 6 o'clock in the morning. You guys didn't give him $1. He still made sure he came.
Beautiful people.
Beautiful historians have come and they've laid foundation for all of us.
They did. They really did. And and the way that it could be done was that supplementing, it's that Caribbean side and the American side.
Yeah.
Because on the American side you had the gospel radio, and you had that going. And you guys were the dominant station for that market.
And that's
for
why he
years.
kept Caribbean. That's why he said, if the Caribbean market cannot support a whole station, the Caribbean market can support at least a day or two. And that was how he kept his relevance, and that's how we kept our relevance within the community.
And that's how we kept connection.
Everybody together.
Connection, right. Because connection was that Caribbean Saturdays
kept us connected. And
then I knew as a Guyanese, on Sunday, I'm not Hindu, but listen, the Bajans take me home.
Listen, so make sure to have those
every morning. So it was really nice to just feel that sense of going home in listening to the program.
And that's what he really wanted to do. I think he was really trying to embed that, especially in his children, right? Because you have 4 daughters. And it's easy to lose your daughters, especially to a society, an American society. And I think that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to, and my mom's family is made up of all women. There's 17 of us, and there's only 2 boys.
What the heck?
Yeah. And most of them live here. So it was a matter of keeping the girls in their roots and their grounding, and keeping the families together, because he was a big family man. Love family.
It's there's so much. He did so much that one of the things that we're doing in Cap Village is that, we have our sisterhood, but we're also working together. So GGR Marketing, we're going to be doing media buy. We're making sure that WOKB stays strong. We're going out there. We're going to be beating the bush for the advertising, because they are going to stay focused on providing great programming like they've done, like they've morphed out. If you guys have not tuned in for the Morning Neighbor program,
if you guys have not tuned into Morning Neighbor, let me tell you,
you're missing something
special. You really are. You're
missing.
Even as crazy as it can get, it still uplifts. I don't
it's
care
beautiful.
What anybody says.
It's beautiful.
Soca music in the morning can always get you started on the right
And then
foot.
it's the trash talking.
And then it's the trash talking.
It's the trash talking. You got DJ Douglas, you got Matrin, you got Danielle,
you got GT,
you got GT, and GT's voice sounds so great. I'm like, who is?
I even have John Jot now and Rush on the air, and now
I'm gonna have when I was in who was playing again? Gosh, we had multiple people playing.
DJ Buggy was there. DJ Buggy from Bayesian Alliance is now part of the team.
Nice.
Yeah, so now we have a Bayesian, we got a VI, you got a Jamaican, you got a Guyanese, you got a Trini.
You got a Vincentian / Guyanese in there too.
Yeah.
You better call his name out.
Danny Boy.
You better call Danny Boy name.
You got Danny Boy too. Don't worry.
Yeah. So really great mix up, and you're getting every perspective, man. Yeah. I love Central Florida. I believe we're uniquely different, and I know that we are who we are because those people poured into us. So I will not let y'all forget them. Trust and believe.
I have watched Orlando grow, especially in our Guyanese community. I can't remember what year it was that we started doing Carnival at Mangoes, and they started doing Carnival
Yes,
rehab.
Vid them.
Man, let me tell you something.
Vid and Dave.
Let me tell you something. I grew up with Sadatam, so I
yes,
know, right?
that.
And when Carnival Rehab started, and I'll never forget the year, I stood on that thing on the balcony, and I looked over, and when they said raise your flag, and they started calling them flags, and that guy in the flag went up, and the whole upstairs, downstairs filled. I said, where the heck did all y'all come from?
Yeah. All children are the children.
Children of the children.
It's the truth.
We are packed.
Yeah.
Orlando is really dominated by, it's really dominated by Guyanese and Jamaicans, and the Trinis are coming in strong.
People don't, the funny part is the Trinis are here. The Trinis are here in a different part. Right? There's a lot of Trinis in Longwood that are here from a long time.
Longwood and Lake Mary areas are changing so
they've
much.
been there forever. That's the piece. The Guyanese, let me tell you guys don't understand how many Guyanese are here. You just don't.
You don't
I can't
understand.
even explain it to you.
Because you can't fathom it.
No, you can't. Because
and to think that we were one of the first Guyanese families here, because we've been here, my dad came here in 1979.
And it is because of people like her dad who went and recruited people he went back up to like Canada and stuff and convinced them to move here.
Yeah. That's how all my family ended up moving here.
Not just your family, a whole bunch of his people.
Because even, Uncle Davo them. I mean, when Uncle Davo passed, I even forgot that they went to elementary school with them. Auntie Rita went to elementary school with Daddy. Like, there's
Harry them moved because your dad brought him here.
Yeah.
Like, and then they recruited people. They sold
still
them
got
houses.
Uncle Car was fixing up houses for everybody, doing repairs on the
I keep telling you, that's a story I have to tell, because again, most people in the Guyanese community know about how he just poured into the Mandiers without payment. He just built them. Like, that's just story that goes around. Yeah. But we have to find the space to tell our people's stories, because again, we're not back in Guyana. We are here, and there are people, there are history.
Yeah,
and we've got to do it.
And they're right here.
They're right
and
here.
They're still roaming the streets and hanging out. And all you gotta do is
the warriors
say,
who paved the way to build for the Caribbean community here, so that we could feel comfortable. And that's the truth. We could feel comfortable, but they paved it. They pushed it. If you go down Old Winter Garden Road, that's when people know how much Guyanese own stuff.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
They might as well name that little Guyana.
Honestly,
why don't we just start changing over the streets, especially now that Ramco's there? Might as well start changing it up.
You know what it is that everybody is a little quiet. We just do our thing. We know who we know. They know they'll support. That's the reason that I think even when Caribbean American Passport was starting 15 years ago, as much as times were tough, we had so much support from people that nobody even knew how to find those people, because they were seeing. I remember people saying to me, you put Pagua on the, like, I did color swatches on the cover, like if Amir was all over it, right? And they were like, for our children, we took this and we use it as almost like an encyclopedia, because no one had told stories of. They might have told stories about Holy Festival in India, but not about it in the Caribbean.
Correct.
Right? And that's what we were doing.
Look at what everybody is doing now. So many people are paying attention to what is happening, especially in our culture. Yeah. Come on, think about it. We're some great people, and our culture is fun. We are lively. We are colorful. Be anything but Caribbean. We are loving. Gosh, yeah. I think Caribbean culture is the most loving and caring, compassionate,
and we're crazy as ass at the same time. So it's a great mix, and I'm so happy to be Caribbean. and I wouldn't trade it being Guyanese for anything either. Like that,
I'm not trading that. I'm curry chicken.
The worst part for me is I don't know if it's curry chicken curry. No, I live here too long.
And chicken curry all in the same time.
But yeah, we want to make sure you guys tune in to the new station that Shanti is pushing, right? Because this is now you're grown up. You could do something. The Caribbean community has grown up. It can support this station, and it is about connecting in the same way that your parents did. They honestly, they went to Mandir, they went to the associations, and they stayed communally connected. They tuned into the radio, and they paid into the radio through advertising, because it allowed other people to not be disconnected from the community. So your support does just that. And so I don't care if you need to do an ad or not. You spend $50, $100. You spend that on beer. You spend it on $200, $300 on bottle service in a club. This is you pouring back into the community.
You can at least give sponsor the radio
station. Correct.
This radio station, Cultural Vibrations, has been brewing for over 2 years.
You want a Caribbean station to play the music.
Now we have a Caribbean station. Now we have news. We have events. We're targeting everyone. I'm getting a DJ from Canada, so that way that DJ can start announcing events that are happening in Canada. I'm trying to link with a DJ now in Maryland because I want to be able to pull all the events that's happening in Maryland. I'm trying to pull DJs from everywhere so we could be the hub of the Caribbean. So that way, if the hub is coming out of Orlando, we have the Caribbean passport. Orlando is booming. And Orlando should be making the staple right now, not anybody else. We should, because we are the Sunshine State, and all the Caribbean people here that we are doing big things.
Very big things. Yeah. I mean, like there's in if you back up even, because we're so many second gen, like Cash was the youngest, I think, food and beverage manager at the convention center,
Oh, yeah. I've known Cash my whole life.
Yeah, and so...
his uncle is the one that used to go to school with my dad, so that's how far back we go.
Yeah, yes. And so, we've got some really... And Cash's certification business does... Like, when you go, you see almost every restaurant in Orlando is probably certified by Cash's business, and probably Florida to a large extent, because he's that guy. And you wouldn't think it, but
you have to connect. Let's connect. Let's get this radio station doing what it needs to do. Support it. You guys are gonna love it. We're playing some great music. We put a lot of energy into our music. No cussing. We have reversed the words.
I like.
So we're clean. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. It's all ages. Everybody can listen, and it's fun. It's a very fun vibe.
But we need your support.
Yeah, we definitely need your support.
And truly, if your family has a story about building in this area, bring it to us, because we are going to be doing these. I'm calling them docu-stories. We are going to be doing these stories. And if you've been a part of the journey of WOKB, anything Legal Shield, remember when I first moved there, I want Legal Shield. And I was all your dad. What's his name? The steel pan player, New Generation Branches. He weighed in because he's like
St. Clair.
St. Clair was like that,
St. Clair was with us on John Young.
John Young. That was the hub. The steel pan was able to mentor young people in our community because they had the space.
Yeah.
At your station.
The passion is our community. Passion has always been about our community. My passion is the same passion as my dad's. I'm just taking it from a different approach.
Well, he paved the way so that you could actually sustain to do that now.
Right.
To do a completely Caribbean station.
Completely, yep. And he did a great job.
Because if we didn't keep that little link on that Saturday, that was subsidized. We would not have been able to build a vibrant Central Florida Caribbean culture.
Listen, this radio station even made me realize that Pancho is an artist. Did you know Pancho was an artist? You know how much songs Pancho has?
I actually do. And it's so funny because Pancho one time pulled out his photos and I was like, Pancho is the man. I mean, like, actually, we need to do a story on Pancho, because I actually interviewed Sasha earlier today. And I was saying to Sasha, when I first met her 15 years ago, she was opening, I was opening. And Pancho, she was on WOKB.
Oh yeah, she's always been with WOKB.
Pancho would always talk about Sasha. And I'm sure to Sasha, he would say, Gannett. And he had us just come in and, to be honest, do shows.
Yeah.
And push us.
Yeah.
He was proud of our work.
He's proud of us, period.
He really is.
He really is.
When he had put out an album, I was like, you did all of that? Like,
I love Pancho.
No, and the fact that you met Pancho when you were a kid, going into that radio, and Pancho is still on the radio right now.
Yeah, Pancho's been with me for over 30 years, and not for nothing, since my dad has passed, Pancho calls me almost every other day just to see what I'm doing.
Well, I think that Pancho and Lady D feel that they're your parents.
Yeah, they're my parents. They really are I don't have to worry about having any more parents.
I saw it at your dad's funeral. I was like, dude, They're your parents. They're your parents.
Yeah.
You're like,
They're gonna whip you in shape. They're gonna tell you about yourself. I don't have to worry about any of that. I've got covering everywhere I go. Not worried.
And no, it's again, we're asking for that support, and we're telling you guys, either if you're just doing it to honestly just do it just to support something, because you support bars, you support great restaurants, why not support the culture? It needs the support in order to thrive. I can tell you, I know it. She's been tapping into just her funds to do the renovations that we wanted. We wanted the radio station to have a podcast feel. You brought it up to date. I'm so proud of the look and the feel of it now, because I remember when Kadeem and Kiefer went in there and they're like, this is what it needs to do. We have to do that. And you guys, you and Tony did it.
Yeah. Because we didn't have it in the budget.
Didn't
So
have
we
the
had
budget.
to
They
get
did it
down and dirty
themselves.
ourselves. I have pictures of me sanding the ceiling because I
But
could
it
not
looks
afford
good.
to do anything else but do the work ourselves. Not a lot of people know that the hurricanes took us out. And so insurance didn't pay us $1. We lost almost $800,000 worth of equipment plus a tower. And I had to max out one of my contractors just to get us back on the air. And I'm still drowning because Duke Energy is suffocating us with their light post. So there's a lot of
to just keep fighting to get
there's a whole bunch of elements that the devil is just trying to knock us out, and they're trying to pull us out, but we're not doing that. We are huge.
Let me tell you guys,
I
because
have been fighting for you
she's
guys,
been fighting,
and I need you guys to fight for me now.
because let me tell you all this story as we close. I've been saying to her, Shanti, you got a great name. Let's go with more of the online, because when I'm selling it, people want to know about clicks. They as much as you have the local influence, people aren't looking at that when they're looking at the media kit anymore. So I've been saying, the amount of effort you're putting in and the amount of money I see you putting in, if you were to focus on social media, you would scale faster as an influencer. She's like, nope, I'm doing an FM station for the Caribbean community. That's what I'm doing.
This is
And
my
my
passion. I know social media is the thing. I know you guys love social media. But when I tell you there is power in radio,
And
if you could just jump in your car and turn your radio on, and you don't have to worry about your phone, and especially if that beat hits at the right moment, it's a different feeling. Try it. Right now we're on 1600 AM. If you want to listen, turn your dial. I know the station's a little bit staticky when you get out, but I'm getting ready to move it over to another signal. And as soon as I start generating a little bit more income and I can pay the staff that's on the air, we're good to go. But it's something different about radio. I know you guys want me on social media. I'm going to be on social media. I'll do some crazy videos just for you.
Thank you. but truly, in all our talks with other folks, what we came back to was that in one of our recent meetings, one guy said, radio is coming back with a force by the end of the year. So you're on the right track. Because all of the artists went to social media, they earned nothing, and now they understand they will earn better through radio. And so radio is coming back.
Radio is still it because you're still being monetized. You're still paying your license fees. You don't have to pay 90% of these license fees when you're online. That's why they're not getting the royalties like they deserve, right? And I believe in royalties. I pay my license fees. I put the effort. I follow every guideline that the FCC has thrown against me. Mind you, I'm a minority woman owner. How many minority women owners do you guys know in the radio world? Radio alone is owned by 90% Caucasians, right? And so of course they're going to give you a hard time, and this is why it's so hard for me to move forward. But with the support and the love and the guidance, look how far we've come. We've been in radio for a very long time, so we can do this. We can really make it work together. Come on,
we gotta build on Chris's legacy. We gotta do it. We are doing it, but this is your chance to help us take it to the next level. So tune in, find all of WOKB channels on social. That's at least something everybody listening could do. Cultural Vibrations, go find them on social media. At least like and follow.
We're on TikTok, we're on Mixcloud, we're on Twitch. When I tell you we are everywhere.
They did the damn thing. We were like, you have to be on, and you did the work. So now we're going out to sell the product, and so we're gonna have fun together.
And we're making it look good.
We are. We sure
even in our 50s. Hello.
Exactly. In our 50s, acting like if we're just 30. Starting life. 30s. I always tell people not 20s for me, because 20s I have my children. I'm like,
No. I don't even feel like I'm in my 30s. I feel like I started back at like 45.
Yeah, 45 is really
45 was a nice mellow point in our life where we're like, oh, this is what we're doing today.
So you'll see more of these crazy podcasts because listen, we're businesses, but we're girl bosses and we have fun. We have fun.
Yes.
We have fun. We do a lot of fun stuff together.
We try to do a lot of fun stuff together.
And on that, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Shanti, tell them how they could actually find you if they want to follow you now, the brand.
I am on all social media platforms, Shanti Persaud, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I'm in my first TikTok video. Don't tell nobody. I'm in my first TikTok video. I'm actually getting pretty good at this video thing. But yes, you can find me there.
I hope when you reach legendary status, you're gonna remember that I pushed you.
I'm already putting a video of me and you first. That's why you were my first guest on this radio station, were you not?
Yes, I sure was.
She was my first guest.
So I've been in her ear like.
Listen, I will always remember and love everyone that supports this radio station, and we constantly pray for covering on everybody that ever comes in contact with me and blesses me. I'm always praying for them. So we're good. Find me, and you can also call me too. But I'm not gonna give you my number online. Just find me on Facebook first and inbox me.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right, see ya.